Hey, what's up everybody? It is only Journey here, and I hope you're all having a wonderful whatever time it is for you guys right now. I've had a day. Couldn't it get worse? I don't fucking know. Turns out the guarantor applications for the apartment complex we put in never got sent through. Like, we sent them through on our end, but the apartment complex never fucking got them. So we're 9 days out from maybe having to move, and we don't fucking know. So yeah, I don't know what's going on. I'm freaking the F out. We're supplementing that with Amberlynn Reed to try to chill me out. Or at the very least, this is going to be a much more entertaining episode. Today's episode is called Because She Can't Keep Her Mouth Fucking Shut, Keemstar versus Zachary Michael, How Beck Proposed and Growing Up in Poverty, bar Let's Talk episode 9. You know, Beck's ex really can't shut the fuck up. And I think maybe she fucking should. For her own good and for her own benefit, maybe she should just strap some duct tape to her mouth. Just a disclaimer that everything I say in this video is for entertainment purposes only and is my own opinion and knowledge I've collected throughout the years to bring it to you here. I am a very satire person. I'm not a serious one, although I am pissed off right now, so who fucking knows. Don't take what I say seriously for the most part. Also, I've got my orange drink. I need that tonight. Jesus fucking Christ. I've also got water. Water is good. Water hydrates you. Water's delicious. You should have some. I know I'm definitely going to need some. And if you like wacky videos like this and like wacky people like me, then maybe you should like, comment, share, and subscribe. Getting to the point here, we're on 1.5 speed because I am not dealing with this for 25 slow fucking minutes. I am salty today. Anyway, alrighty, Amber, what do you have for us today?
Hello.
Hi.
Welcome to another Let's Talk. I was crying a little bit before this video, so that's why I look the way I do, but I'm okay.
That's rough, buddy.
So let's just hop right into it with sweet and sour. KCHI Juarez said, they didn't silence you. You embarrassed them with the engagement.
Yeah, this person is misgendering Beck. This person, regardless, can go straight to hell. Stop misgendering people. It's not that hard to treat people with some basic fucking respect. I'm gonna steal your kneecaps.
I'd be mad too if I was them. So that engagement story was as much theirs as it was mine, and I'm allowed to share that. If you're embarrassed with the way that you proposed, maybe you shouldn't have proposed that way. I stand by what I said.
Shut the F up. Seriously? Why the fuck should you be even bringing that up? Like, that is fucking gross. And on top of that, like, that is... Like, it's not gross that that happened. That's whatever. Do whatever the fuck you want. It's your life. It's gross that you decide to bring this up in an effort to humiliate them. You're gross, Amber. You're the disgusting one here. The rest of you probably just as rank as your personality.
Asked me, will you have sex with me for the rest of my life? And I just thought that was kind of insensitive. It didn't feel personal, and it just felt off to me, and I have a right to share that. And that's like the only story that I've shared when I have hundreds.
I doubt that that's the only story you've shared. There's actually been quite few stories you've shared that have also been debunked.
More, but I choose not to. Ranch Girly 3.
You choose not to, and yet you're never going to shut the fuck up about Beck for the rest of your life on YouTube. I really hope the rest of your life on YouTube is pretty fucking short. Like, seriously, just leave them the fuck alone at this point. Do you want to keep poking the bear? Do you want to keep getting that chance to be mauled? Sure, go ahead. But when they come back, I hope they come back with a vengeance and a righteous fury. The fact that you want to continue ragging on people who are going through a very shitty time right now, and you just think that's funny, like, this is mean girl behavior. This is Regina George behavior.
He said, Amberlynn, look at all the positivity in the chat. The change is coming. So I don't know. I've only seen the few comments that I screenshotted here, but if there is more positivity, I'm happy to see it. Thank you guys. Sailor Mercury 1990 said, yep, I keep saying, why does VM sound like the same people every damn week? So I'm assuming you're talking about the voice messages. I have not done a single repeat. Every single voice message I have done has been from a different person. Chops.
Yeah, we've heard that. Yes, correct. However, the people could be using AI, or maybe perhaps for some of these you are using AI. Who knows?
2716 said, why she keeps saying she had a CT scan? She was too fat years ago and she didn't get it. She's heavier than before, but willy-nilly getting scans now.
Now, here's the thing. The giant CT scan thingies, those are expensive as balls. However, you have to understand that she lives in OK City, I believe, which is the capital of Oklahoma, I believe. Frankly, I ain't surprised that they've got one for larger bodies. People just ain't as small as they used to be, and honestly, I think that is good that we're getting bigger CT scans just in general, because you never know. Homie may not be too fat, homie just may be too way tall.
Well, for one, I'm not heavier now. 2, I'm saying that I got a CT scan because I did. 3, I was only too big for a CT scan one time, and that was during a time when I was in a rural area. Since then, I've gotten multiple CT scans due to my cancer because...
Well, yeah, and like also, like she was saying, due to living in a rural area, it is much less likely to have access to that medical equipment, and it's much less likely that those hospitals will have that needed equipment. But like capital cities, like, okay, like, I think she's fine.
Was in a bigger city. CT scans have weight limits and they're all different. Large populated places have CT scans that do allow bigger bodies. So I hope this helps. All right, now it is time for Sip and Community. What do you consider working on your relationship with food? What have you done to improve it? So I'm just going to list off a few things. I'm no longer like labeling foods good or bad. Yes, I'm fully aware that there are foods that are better for you and I want to nourish myself with those, but labeling certain foods as bad is triggering as hell for me. I'm trying to figure out like, what are my emotional triggers? What are my...
So are you still eating food that is not good for your body? That is not healthy for your body? I don't... What fucking changes here?
Triggers, like what are my environmental triggers and things like that, and then finding coping mechanisms for those triggers. I'm keeping a food journal. This is building lots of awareness for me. I'm slowing down my eating and I'm trying not to eat so much while watching something because I realize I eat a lot faster while I'm like watching a YouTube video. I'm just trying to be more focused on my food. I am literally discarding the all or nothing approach because that has never worked for me in the past. Because when I do the all or nothing approach, if I make one small tiny like quote unquote bad decision, or I'm taking away the bad, but in the past if I would have made that bad decision, I would have just let loose for the full day. But instead,
I mean, if decisions negatively impact your life, I would say it's a bad decision.
I make that quote unquote bad decision and I just go on. I'm connecting my eating to self-worth. Like so many people tell me, Amberlynn, you're so fat, you don't need to eat for a year. Like, I don't believe that.
No,
I'm just trying to...
Also, why would anyone say that? That's mean. Why would you be mean? You're just making her the victim. Please, friendly folks, and unfriendly folks, I suppose as well, do not say that bullshit. Do not. Just don't. Maybe just don't. As somebody who has flip-flopped from one extreme to the other, don't fucking do that. Just don't. I know that, like, some people are like, oh, it's a joke because, like, she's 500 pounds, and I get that. But, like, that is also encouraging ED, and that ain't good. In my opinion, anyway. Maybe just be a little nicer. Thank you.
Really truly take away all of this like nonsense, this noise that I only deserve food if I'm skinny. I try not to watch any eating content, and if I do, I make sure they're eating something healthy. Like, have you guys heard of the Tiffany plate? That's that plate that I eat with all the veggies and the cottage cheese and the chicken sausage. Like, if I was to watch eating content, I make sure to only watch ones that are healthy because I noticed that like the unhealthy lack of nourishing foods does trigger me. I'm trying to pay more attention.
Eating on camera I don't think is very healthy in general, but moving on.
Hunger, fullness cues. I feel like the list can literally go on and on and on and on and on, but I'm really working on it. It's free reign, not free range. Oh my gosh. I don't know why I say free range, but thank you for letting me know. I'm probably gonna forget if we're being honest. I'm so worried about my health. At Denny's after the ER, give me that girly pop grand slam. So I don't know if you guys know this, but most restaurants do have healthier options, and that includes Denny's. And again, I got a salad. Why don't you?
Denny's is, yeah, that can be like quite a, I mean, it's not healthy by any means, but it's like not the worst thing ever, but I still don't believe that she got a salad.
A low sodium diet. You know what's really funny about this question? When I got my lab results, my sodium was low. My sodium was low. It was in the normal range, but it was low on the normal range. And I'm telling you, I'm probably as shocked as y'all. Keemstar cussed you out.
So maybe do the low sodium. I don't know. I don't know how to help this woman anymore. Frankly, I don't know if anybody can help this woman, not even herself. You are a lost cause. No, she's not. But Journey is feeling frustrated.
Just like Zach did, but you loved when Keemstar did it. Make it make sense. Keemstar is a troll. He's literally like that towards everyone. Like, if you've watched his live streams, he's like that even towards the people that he loves the most. I'm not saying that he loves me. I'm not saying that we're friends because we're definitely not. But even me, like me and my closest friends, we call each other hoe, hooker, like bitch, like what's up bitch? Like, literally, like, it's about the intent. Like, it's way different when it's a joke versus like how Zach did it. Like, that was out of anger. Like,
you downplayed Zach's mental health and you also brought attention to their fucking breakup and tried to spread rumors about that too. Like, do you understand why Zach reacted the way that they did? I feel like they were very, very well versed in that reaction to you. They deserved that 5 seconds of calling you a bitch because, yeah, you were acting like one, and you so often do. Shut up. Shut up, lady. Just shut up. Taking off my glasses for a sec because I don't even want to see you in 4K.
remember, intent matters, just like in most things. How was a guy watching your TikTok at Denny's? So it's not that it was a coincidence that the guy was watching my TikTok at Denny's and I heard him do it in a sense of like, oh, it's a coincidence, like he's just sitting there watching my TikTok and then there I am, I pop up. It's the fact that he recognized me first, put the TikTok on, showed his friend, and he was like, no, it really is her. It's not that he was watching it first. Trust me, this happens a lot where someone will recognize me, they'll be looking, they'll either go to my Instagram or my TikTok and I'll hear them, my mom will hear them. Like when I got my other...
I can understand how that can happen. I have done that. But that's usually when I see people who look like the people that make those TikToks. I usually don't meet them in person. But it would be really cool if I did.
Side of my nose pierced. My mom was whispering to me, she's like, those people recognize you. And it was just like a cluster of people. And I didn't even notice. Like we were in the piercing shop and she was like, watch. And then I caught them like looking and they were like whispering, yeah, it is her. But I was so nervous to get the other side of my nostril pierced that I didn't even notice. But like this has been happening forever. Like a lot of the time, like people do come up to me, but there are a lot of the time that they don't. And then later I'll get a message on Instagram where they're like, oh, I saw you on so-and-so. I was too shy to come up to you. I genuinely think I'm just recognized a lot because there's also a lot of people who cover me. All right, you guys, now it is time for the interview.
I guess you can thank reaction channels for that too, considering you hate us so much and yet we bring you coverage.
So where do you think the line is between weight being due to genetics versus being due to environmental factors or personal choice and lifestyle?
I don't think there really is a line because if it is due to genetics, then that's pretty black and white. I know for me, it's due to genetics. My grandma on my dad's side used to be 600 pounds, but then she actually got the weight loss surgery. So I only knew her as a woman who was like 100 and something pounds. She's no longer with us. Like that woman was my heart and soul. I miss her so much every single day. But I also know that it's environmental because of the things that I went through, all of the trauma. I turned to food. So I have a lot of medical and I have a lot of environmental, just things like working against me. Like when I did the ACE test, I scored 9.
I understand that yes, it is working against her, but the amount of times she brings up that is working against her, it doesn't help her. It doesn't.
9 out of 10. Now that we're here, I actually want to share with you guys what 9 I have because I know so many people are like, what? So these questions are pretty black and white. Like there's no even having to think of them. It's either it did happen or it didn't. I actually think that these questions might even be too triggering for some people. So I've decided I am not going to share them.
Hi, Amber. So I watched Destiny and Becky.
So you were going to show us and then you decided not to show us. Pick a lane. Pick a struggle. Pick a fucking choice. My God.
Amber. So I watched Destiny and Becky's video about you.
Okay.
And something that struck me as odd was the constant glazing everyone was doing for them. I felt that there was not a lot of accountability on Destiny/Becky's end.
Okay.
While I believe Becky may not remember everything clearly, it felt like she kind of began to use that as a crutch to not take accountability or answer difficult questions, like questions about Twinkie. Do you think that the fans were sort of ready to take anything Destiny and Becky said in order to run with it and paint you as the villain? And how do you navigate that? How do you navigate the hate?
Oh, they were willing to hear anything said about me and believe it. Beck doesn't have to take accountability. Destiny doesn't have to take accountability. They will literally believe anything that they say. Beck doesn't remember a lot and they lied a lot and they exaggerated a lot. Like literally they lied about things that like there's proof of in vlogs, but nobody cares because they just want the tea about me. How have I navigated that? Well, I don't really know. I've popped off like a medium amount. Definitely
not a medium amount. You don't shut the fuck up about them. And also like fucking Christ. Like again, just keeps bringing it up. You could just not choose the questions or, God forbid, edit them out of the video if you don't want the backlash from you talking about Beck. Frankly, I think Amber gets a lot of hate for talking about Beck, but she doesn't get enough. Obviously, Beck isn't going to remember everything. Didn't you yourself, Amber, say that you had issues with your memory, so then you wouldn't remember all the things that you did and inflicted on Beck? Just something I recall hearing you say.
live streams. But like, I'm telling you, I could like pop off at a level that would probably shock a lot of people, but I'm not going to do that. I'm not gonna.
I severely doubt that she's not going to do that. She will at one point. She's gonna get so pissed off that she's gonna do it, and she's gonna show her true colors. She's gonna show exactly who she is, because, girly, digging for people's personal information already proves you're a shit human being.
Lower myself to that level, but at the level that I did pop off, it's just like, because it's too much. Like, why lie? Why share personal details? Like, it's just heavy.
You forced them to wipe your ass. You used your bedboundness to inflict pain on them emotionally. You suck. Mary Chrysler.
It's a lot. It's overwhelming. Any person on this planet, if they were experiencing what I have been experiencing, they would probably pop off themselves, or they would disappear from the internet. Hint, hint. They will stay glazed. And
okay. They disappear from the internet. Hint, hint. Well, maybe you should fucking do that, okay?
Really just don't care.
Hey, Amber, me and my girlfriend have watched.
I doubt that you don't care, but okay.
For years now, and I've loved watching your journey. My question to you is, how do you handle setbacks without getting discouraged?
Ooh, I feel like I do get discouraged a lot, but somehow I just pick myself back up.
Hello, I'm doing this while I'm doing my skincare.
Okay, that's all. I feel like she had something else to say in that, and she just cut it off.
My first question is, so we saw you get a Fitbit, and I mean, maybe I just haven't paid close attention, but I don't know where the Fitbit went, because I'm like, that Fitbits aren't cheap. And then also, I felt like you've had an Apple Watch before, and I'm like, where did that go? Why get a Fitbit when you can, use your Apple Watch, I guess? I don't know. And I'm gonna say my second question in another thing.
I like this person's accent. They sound like a lesbian cowboy.
It did send me a second question, as they said, but let me answer that real quick. So the Fitbit was broke. Remember when I showed you guys, like, it went through the ringer to get to me? It was broke. Like, the front of the screen cracked, couldn't even turn on. I was like, is the universe telling me that, like, I don't need a Fitbit? As for the Apple Watch, oh, she'd been lost. She'd been lost. I don't even think she made it to Oklahoma. All right, let's do the next question.
Girl, did you get a refund?
My second question is, you've cycled through a lot of diets.
Yes.
You'll count calories until it triggers you, then you'll eat intuitively until you gain too much weight and realize you don't have, that control yet, and then you'll try Ozempic till your gallbladder hurts, and you
This sounds very much like a yo-yo dieter, very common, but yes, I do cycle.
try to do
I hope that you guys can hear them, by the way.
keto, but then your gallbladder hurts. But
I like this person's voice. Is cool.
edema, so it's just, I don't know. I want to ask, what do you think what's it gonna take? Like, what's gonna work? And if you don't know that, that's okay too.
I don't know yet.
I was just curious, because it's like, I'm not.
I mean, yeah, it's okay, but also that concerns me since you're getting close to your 40s.
But I have I've followed your journey since 2018. I'm gonna be honest, it is a little maddening.
You're watching it. I'm living it. Like, it is maddening. I literally hate this for the both of us.
Okay. So that's just my main question is, what's it gonna take? And I'm trying not to be rude, but I can come off really blunt, so I apologize for that.
No, you're good.
But yeah, those are my main questions.
Honestly, I think it's me working on my relationship with food, because before I never worried so much about that. It was more so like, oh, diet culture, oh, let's lose weight. Now it's like, girl, like, let's work on that relationship with food. That's going to heal the way that you think of food. It's a lot. Okay, so they sent another one, so let's listen.
Also, I was not going to send a third message, but your egg intolerance actually is probably a side effect from your gallbladder, because the egg yolk is really fatty. And when I had my gallbladder, that was a huge trigger for me, was eggs. And I still can't eat them because it reminds me of how sick I used to get when I had a gallbladder. So yeah, fun fact, it's probably because of your gallbladder.
I don't know why I'm laughing, but no, it's not because of my gallbladder. I've actually had it since I was just a wee little girl. And
Okay, your gallbladder could have sucked back then too, who knows? Maybe your gallbladder just sucks. With your eating habits since you were a kid, Amber, I wouldn't doubt that your gallbladder has been screaming for some time.
my mom also suffers with the same thing. But thank you for the questions.
Hi, Amber. I just want to say that you and my sister love you. We always watch you together. But I just have two quick questions to ask. One, what catchphrase, I know you feel hectic on one. What catchphrase would you put on your next merch drop if you're gonna have one? And then also my other question is what was your favorite diet? Not necessarily how well it worked, but the one that you enjoyed most. What diet did you enjoy, I guess?
These are good questions. I like these questions. I like this person's voice as well.
That you were on. Thank you, Queen. I love you.
I love you too. Why am I so giggly? I don't know what's going on. So I don't know what catchphrase I would put on one next. I was making so much merch, but then things happened and I had to stop. There was a lot of catchphrases, a lot of
You didn't have to stop. You could have learned how to do it on your own.
jokes. You guys would have literally loved it. I don't know if that's something I'll go back to or not, but right now the subject is a little touchy. But regarding favorite diet, Jenny
she's still with Emily. And I bet that if she truly is still with Emily, she's asking Emily why they just can't do the merch anymore. Either that or she's saying that she doesn't want to do it because then the people will know that she's dating Emily still. But who knows? Who knows? I don't know if they're in a full-fledged relationship, but I do think they're still talking.
Greg. Like, I don't know what it is, but definitely favorite.
Hi, Amber. I'm a huge fan of you and your channel. My question for you is, if you could start your YouTube career from scratch, but
This is AI, I think.
keep all your knowledge of how to be a YouTuber, would you do anything differently? Would you change the way you did your journey? Let us know. Love you.
Yes, the answer is yes.
Okay, maybe not AI because of that breath, but AI can also replicate that. I don't know, that voice sounded so robotic. But if that wasn't, and that was a real person, you should do voice acting. You have a great voice for it.
Yes, yes, yes. And I love you too.
Hi, Amber Lynn. Long-time viewer, first-time questioner. I've always wanted to know, when will you ever, release any information on your foster journey and what had happened to you during that time? I know that it's a very touchy subject, but it's just something that I've always found interesting because everybody has a different kind of story. Yeah. And even just releasing some information about it would just be something I'd want to hear in a vlog or a Let's Talk video.
So that subject is very touchy for me, for sure. And I think that's a reason why it's hard, because it's like there's so much that happened, obviously. Whether that was before foster care, during, or after, like there's a lot. And
foster care in general effing sucks. So, yeah.
And I know that there are so many people who are watching me who literally don't believe a word I say. Foster care and the things around it, I do not want any of that to be questioned, because that is the shit that gave me so much fucking trauma. Like, that is my real life, true, authentic story. And for that to be like tainted in that way, which, bro, like, it can't even be more tainted than it already is.
Like, and also like with going through foster home to foster home, that shit is traumatic on a kid. And I would understand why she would want to hold that close to her chest. I honestly think that she's still dealing with a lot of the rejection she was subject to at that age. And that's really sad. Because keep in mind, she wasn't just rejected by her family, she was rejected by foster families too. And that's, I mean, at that point, you're like, am I even worth anything? Or am I truly a bad kid? That shit stings, and it's very serious shit. And foster care, I mean, I've heard so many horror stories.
Is because obviously I have a lot of trauma, but it's just like for people to touch it in like a vile way instead of like a way that comes from like concern and gentleness. Like, I don't know, it's just hard for me. But I am an open book and I am always open to answering any questions about foster care. It's just hard for me to sit down and make a full-fledged story time.
You're an open book, but so often you refuse to answer questions. That's not an open book.
It would probably be 10 hours long. I'd probably forget a lot of things. I'd be editing it back, probably thinking, damn, I should have said that, or I should have, you know, it's just a lot. But I'm always willing to answer things.
Hi, Amber Lynn. First, I want to say that having your videos playing in the background has gotten me through both my bachelor's degree and now my master's degree.
Oh my gosh, congrats.
I got to balance the chaos with some more chaos.
Yes.
So my question is, coming from a place of someone who also grew up in poverty and struggles with the scarcity mindset.
Yes.
I want to ask, how do you plan on dealing with this in the long term? I know that I feel like once I have money, I need to spend it, or even once I have food, I need to eat it, because I feel like I might never have it again. I still go back to that place in my mind. And, you know, in the context of weight loss, which is also something I have struggled with, I think that the scarcity mindset gets in our way, because in our search for balance, we will create an artificial scarcity that our mind just instinctually wants us to alleviate. And so with that said, do you ever think that you'll get over the scarcity mindset? Is there something that you're doing or can see yourself doing to interrupt these thought patterns? Because it can be done, and I know that it can be done by doing some work with making yourself feel more secure in your situation. And yeah, I don't know, this is long, but I hope that this question finds you well, and happy summer. Bye.
Aw, thank you. I literally loved that voicemail. Thank you. Voicemail. That's not a voicemail. Voice message. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I genuinely love that. That mindset, I noticed it more and more. Like, more money that I made on YouTube, the more I would spend it. Like, I used to buy so much clothes from Torrid. because I grew up with none. Like when I lived with my parents, I had like one pair of pants, one sweater. Then I went into a children's shelter where you're sharing clothes with everybody. Like there's like a special closet that you go in and like I had nothing. And then even through foster homes, like I would get a couple outfits, but then I would transfer into a different foster home and then I would lose those clothes. It's like, where the hell did they go? I don't understand. And then when I was living with my parents, it's like one day we wouldn't really have much food. The next day my dad would go out and buy a bunch of like dollar cheeseburgers from McDonald's, and then I would eat it fast and a lot, and like, you know, we got free food from the food bank. That's a random fact. Like it would get delivered to us every Saturday. We had nothing. And now that I have this money, it's like I catch myself buying too much of something, and a lot of people's like, Amberlyne's a hoarder. It's like, no, I'm not a hoarder. I just, my brain does not work accordingly, and I don't.
That is hoarding though. That is, and it can be food hoarding, it can be item hoarding, all of that, because you are in that mindset and you're like, well, I need this because, you know, I won't be able to get it again, or I won't be able to do this again, or any of that. And that is a scarcity mindset, and it's tough. That is a tough mindset and a tough thought pattern to break.
Really 100% know how to get out of it. I mean, I will say I have definitely improved. I'm not sitting here buying hordes of clothing anymore. Like I'll buy a few things off of Torrid if they like drop something that's like super cute in my style. I still buy like Legos and stuff because that's my hobby, and literally my head is full of chaos and war and depression and sadness, and the minute I start doing a
war, your mind is full of war. Warring with yourself, maybe, brings up war. Brings up wanting to be a good person. Does it only ever brings up how she's making herself feel good, not how she's helping other people, including people she doesn't even know. The true test of character is how you treat somebody who has nothing to offer you.
Lego, all of that just silences. So it's like I am trying to spend money on things that actually genuinely I feel like I need or like want, instead of like being in that mindset. All right, you guys, now it is time for tea or tail. Amberlyne is dumb for not reading her oracle cards in the right order.
Amber! I know you're watching. I know that you're watching. I know that you're obsessed with me. Wait a second, I gotta go get the sweater. Amber, I know you're watching. And yeah, usually you read them from the first one you pull to the last. That's usually how it goes, because it goes in like a storybook kind of like thing. That's how I read them, at least. And I feel like, honestly, it would do you better if you did. Yeah. There are bajillions of ways to read them, okay? There is no concrete way to read oracle cards. They're oracle cards. But yes, it irks me that you don't read them in the correct order because you're just making it intentionally hard to fucking understand. Also, I don't think I ever called you dumb for not reading your oracle cards in the right order. Actually, maybe I did. Who knows? Somebody send me. Homie, you're telling me you're not copying me, and yet it's obvious that you're obsessed with me. And yet you're the one thinking I'm obsessed with you. OMG, she thinks she invented braids. I didn't invent braids. Braids have been here for millennia. You sad nugget. If you're gonna rightfully accuse me of being a bitch, you might as well get the facts straight. Yeah, I know you're watching me. Hi. Do you want to just admit that you like me already? Listen, you're not my type, but I'm flattered. But goddamn, whenever it comes to anybody talking about anything, you gotta bring up what I'm saying. I don't know, has anybody else brought up that she's reading her oracle cards in the wrong order? I've only seen me bring it up, but I don't know, maybe the ankle brought it up or something. But like, girly.
So Oracle cards are super flexible. If you're doing like a more structured reading, like past, present, future, then yeah, you're probably gonna want to read left to right. But I don't really do it that way. Like,
it's not just past, present, future. It can also tell you how the path is meant to go. And yeah, of course they're very flexible, but goddamn, don't woman-splain my fucking interest to me. I just said it makes more sense if you read them from the first pull to the last pull. It just makes more sense. Gives you a little bit more knowledge, in my opinion. Gives you a path. But yeah, it is flexible. It's up to interpretation, but you're interpreting them wrong. It could be inadvertently calling you an idiot, and you would never know.
Oracle is super intuitive. So I just read them with like the energy and the message that is trying to come through. And sometimes that can be...
How the F do you know what message that is?
Around with the card. Sometimes the middle card is a bridge to the first one and the second one. They're all tied together some way. There's no wrong way of reading Oracle as long as the reading and the interpretation feels authentic and meaningful.
Did I ever say that? I didn't, actually. I have said myself there is no wrong way to read Oracle. However, it makes more sense when you do it first pull to last. You're asking yourself what you should do for the next week. First pull to last can tell you, hey, this is what you should do.
Amberlynn only showers and cleans in her vlogs to prove she can.
That's from the ankle.
It's so crazy to me, so wild to me, that people are taking like everyday normal moments in someone's life and like creating an agenda behind it, like literally over analyzing everything to the last detail. I do a lot of things that I don't vlog. I rarely ever show myself cleaning or showering, and those are things that I do on a day-to-day basis. And then it's like when I do show it, people make some conspiracy about it. It's so weird. Here's a little secret for you guys. I do not live life for my vlog. I simply just vlog my life. And sometimes that's going to be me showing you the bland, like the bland of the bland. Like, yo, just showered, how you doing? Like every vlogger that I watch talks about showering, talks about cleaning. But when Amberlynn does it, it's a whole like conspiracy and there's some sort of agenda behind it. And that's just...
It's almost as if you're a proven liar. Maybe that's why people don't believe you.
It's just like not the case. Cleaning and showering, it's nothing special. Every single person on this planet should be doing that. Amberlynn did the right thing by...
Well, yes, but for a long time, you were not.
I got this so much in my Instagram DMs, and I have to agree with you guys, but I also noticed there was a large fraction of people that were like, bro, like that was so dumb. Like you should not be worried about chest pain. You should not be worried about an elevated D-dimer.
Okay, well, I would be worried about chest pain regardless, especially if I was her size, because chest pain is a symptom of heart attack and maybe sometimes stroke, I'm not sure. But with obesity, you have a much higher chance of having strokes and heart attacks. So yes, if chest pain there, be concerned.
Listen, I want to make something very clear, and it's probably obvious. I have really bad health anxiety. It's literally the type of anxiety, like most anxieties, like all anxieties, where you cannot control it. And even being rational during those times is almost impossible. Like while it's happening, you even wonder, am I being rational? Should I be worried about this? Should I have anxiety? Should I be scared? Should I be seen? Like it's just constant in your brain. But after being diagnosed with cancer and after everything that like surrounded that, if there is something health related wrong with me, I want it to be fixed. Like if something is wrong, I need to figure it out. Like a year ago, I was having like a few symptoms. And
I mean, I can, yeah, on face value, that's understandable. But in practice, Amber, you have been eating stuff that is no good for you. And that is not keeping you healthy, is not helping your body, is not helping you heal.
And I was an advocate for myself. And it turns out I had a 6mm kidney stone. I probably still have it because there's nothing you can really do about it because it's literally in my kidney. It's not traveling yet. Sometimes your symptoms are nothing, but sometimes they are something. And I'm not invincible. Scary things can happen. I'd rather care about myself just enough than not care about myself at all. And I'm just not going to be sorry for that.
I mean, that's understandable. Okay, bad choices. We've got bad choices here. Yay. I've got my 5, but we're going to let Amber go first, and I may answer some of hers as well.
All right, you guys, it is time for bad choices. And look, this is how many we've done. I keep my pile over here. That is how many we've done during the series. Like, can you believe it? I don't know.
She's taking them out, and she's like putting on off to the side and not reusing them. That's cool, actually. Good choice. Yeah, that's smart. That's smart. I did not think of that because I am not as smart. So, apps to Amber for having more brain cells than I do right now.
1, 2. I try to like get random. 3, 4, 5. Okay. Make sure they're all in the right way here. Alrighty, here we go. Have you ever had sex at work? No? Have you ever lied about your weight on your driver's license? No. During sex, have you ever tried to finger someone's ass without their permission? No.
I mean, you want to talk about tarot consent? I mean, that's even worse than no tarot consent. No. No. Most people in my family I'd be totally fine never seeing again, but god damn it, man, I love my dad too much.
Am I still able to talk to them? Because there has been obviously multiple times that I've lived in a different state. I didn't see my family, but I talk to them daily. If I'm allowed to talk to them, then yeah, because love is love, but I'm not marrying them.
Okay. The loophole, good thinking.
See, this question's weird. I would never marry someone just for money. I would never not see my family just for money. But if I've found love and this person happened to be a billionaire, then yeah, but only if I can talk to them, FaceTime them, message them, and they're still in my day-to-day life. Have you ever pretended to be asleep while someone was having sex in the same room? Oh, I've been a teenager once, and I'm telling you, my friends were hecticana. That is all I'm gonna say about that. Wow, at the beginning of this video, I felt so sad. Like, you guys saw it. Like, I cried before this video. I just have a lot going on, okay? I cannot wait to start my medicine tomorrow, and I know it takes like 5 to 6 weeks to start working, but girl, it's gonna be in my body. It's gonna be doing its thing. It's gonna be trying to work, And I just feel really hopeful, Positive changes are a coming. But anyways, I hope that you guys...
I feel like you said this a couple weeks ago, that positive changes were a coming, and then you just kept getting sadder. But I do hope that, like, with the SSRI, that it stabilizes her mood a lot more, and that she's finally able to get that baseline. Because genuinely, like, god damn it, we may not be friends. I may not like you. I mean, we could be frenemies. I wouldn't be opposed to that. Fortnite duos? But, like, you guys know, I don't want anyone to suffer. I want people to work to better themselves because everybody deserves to do that. I want her to get better. I want her to be okay. I want everybody to be okay because everybody deserves to be okay.
You guys did enjoy this video, and thank you guys so much for just cheering me up a little bit, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
Bye! You're not gonna kiss me. Alrighty, guys, so that was Amber's video, which pissed me off. Shut the fuck up about Beck. Shut the fuck up about Zachary Michael. If you want to talk about Keemstar, that's fine. But you also have to understand people are going to talk about you regardless of whether or not you want them to. And, in order to make the best of that situation, don't watch their videos. Amber, you liked Yo Mama at one point. You DM'd me because Yo Mama was reacting to one of my videos, accusing you of copying me. I found it hilarious that he was reacting to me. I even popped into one of his live streams before he was reacting to me and just wrote in like, hey man, I found that photo that you used of me in the thumbnail fucking hilarious. But I did not stay and watch him insult me because my mental health not prepared for that. I admired that he at least talked about how nothing he ever says is serious and how you should never take anything he says seriously, but that doesn't exempt you from consequences when you're being a piece of shit, and that man is often being a piece of shit. Anyway, not what we're here to talk about. We've got bad choices. Have you ever called the cops on your neighbors? Yes, the neighbors who stole from us also decided to sell substances to children. Would you rather save one close family member's life rather than the lives of 100,000 strangers? So, this depends. Is it a family member who is just closely related to me? Because I have a couple I could pick that I don't give a shit for, and that I would rather save more people than just them. But shit, man, if that's my dad there, 100,000 people aren't going to be existing anymore. My sisters, who are going into their 60s, have had so much time with my dad, and I'm sitting here at 23, and I'm like, god damn it, I've probably only got 10 years left with him, and I am not having fun. Would the lives of 100,000 strangers give him a little bit more time? Probably not, but oh well. If it was them against my dad's winning. Have you ever touched yourself at a friend's house? That's none of your business. Ew. No. Yeah. Do you think you would be an excellent teammate to have on The Amazing Race? No, I wouldn't. I am not physically capable. Fun fact though, some of The Amazing Race was filmed in my hometown. Anyway, not what we're here to talk about. Here's the last card. If you were a therapist, would you do the hanky-panky with your patients? Heck no. I was about to say that's against the Geneva Convention. No, it's not. That is against the oath to do no harm, though, I'd assume. So no thank you. I don't want to break rules unless they're stupid rules. And that is a good rule. Maybe don't do the sexy times with people who you're meant to take care of. That's gross. Like, ah. But anyway, guys, that is it for today. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye-bye!